Hi, I'm Michael Joy. Welcome to another episode of The Ignorant Eye. Today, we have Sculpture Talk, which is a new addition for us, but we got a lot of sculptures in the building. A lot of you don't know that I'm a sculptor as well as a digital collage artist. So Kay has picked out a couple from the collection. We're starting with the small ones that fit right on the tabletop. So here we go. This first sculpture is called dressage. If you're an equestrian, you know that dressage is a style of riding. It's a formal situation. And I like the idea that there was these Victorian dresses that had this bustle on behind the girl's butt, and it always looked like a riding saddle to me. So I got a little offensive here and put an English saddle on this proper dress. Now, to escape harsh criticisms, you'll notice that this is not a person, this is only a dress holder. So I get away with a little bit of dressage murder here. So that's what I have, dressage. It's kind of a little soft erotica. This next sculpture is called Storm Window. I built this for my dad's wife. He remarried his high school sweetheart. She was from New York, and when she moved to Arizona, she had no storms, no snow or anything. Now, this is an old piece, and so what used to be a snow globe has evaporated. I made several different editions of this. I'm gonna ask Kay to upload a picture, one side or the other here, of the one that isn't quite like this. This was one of my variations that was like a coffee grinder that was gonna agitate the snow globe. Now, in my lap here, I wanted to just really quickly show, you can see how this piece was made. As a mold maker, I can appropriate almost any shape that's available. This is from a dollhouse store, and as you see, cast it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, put it together, and it creates this sculpture. What's inside is a little plastic box, and there you have it, snow globe. This sculpture is a play off of Rene Magritte's painting, This Is Not a Pipe. You can see the text here, This Is Not a Pipe. In Magritte, he painted a picture of a pipe and simply wrote the words below it, This Is Not a Pipe. What I've done is molded 50%, 1/2 profile of an actual pipe and embedded it into this block through some mold making magic. Now the illusion is gonna have to be caught a little bit with some special camera play. I'll ask Kay to set this up, but when you film this just right, the shadow catches inside and it actually makes a 3-dimensional, almost this shadow hologram that comes forward. So this is not a pipe, but man, it sure does look like one. So it's a very subtle piece. This is this quirky little piece called Birdhouse. As you can see, I yoinked it off the wall. It was mounted into the wall. It's meant to sit just like this and float off of the wall. And it's this ostrich egg, and yet the representative feature of the birdhouse is contoured to be a part of the egg. So it's a house on a house. The egg is temporary, but I thought this came out very well. It's a heavy casting. It feels like solid cement here. So one of my favorites, birdhouse. This piece is called Man Grenade. I built this piece. This is actually my own arm. You can, well, my right hand, a little hard to gesture like this. Now, the reason for this piece, although it looks a little bit rough and casualty of war, my idea was that there would be no war if indeed you pull the pin of the hand grenade, which is right here, and you explode versus the hand grenade explodes, and it's basically anybody that tries to attack somebody explodes themselves. It's like Aikido, right? There's no offensive move, only defensive. So this is again as mold making magic, casting my hand, holding a fake grenade, and then tearing this up a little bit. I can't wait to get into the how-to of these were being made, but that's the piece, Man Grenade, a play on hand grenade. This piece is called Toast. Boy, that's a clever name, right? I mean, hard to come up with that one. This one was a very simple idea, right? The play on sliced bread. Inside, there's this little beautiful texture of bread. I remember, it's so funny that as an artist, I was like, ooh, look at this clever little haha. I sent one to my brother, and I go to his house, and what do I see? It's a letter holder. So sculpture doesn't always live its full destiny, but it did take a desk job. So Toast, half destiny fulfilled. This piece is called Humpty. It's a bit of a crime scene. I took this hard-boiled egg and you know the story, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, had a great fall, all that sort of stuff. So this egg cracked, and what spills out instead of a yolk is a mini brick yolk. So it's just a simple little thing. I don't know why I made this. But here it is, too late now. So I have this collection of soft erotica, and my form of erotic art is supposed to be that it's safe in the room of children, that they wouldn't know what the sculpture is about because it takes a little bit of explanation, but even not really as an adult. This is called corn which is, you know, corny porn, and it has this old 35 millimeter and this big 8-inch piece of corn right here. And I just thought, it's so much like in your face, you know, the POV porn. So this is like an old school version of 35 millimeter porn on the cob. So yeah, it's embarrassing, but I made it. I think I had a camera and a corn laying around, and it happened. It's too late now. I can't remember what I call this little piece here. I think a tiny dancer. This, I have these old picture frames that I've molded, and I like to use them in various applications. Typically a picture frame is hanging vertically on the wall, and I thought this was a very nice presentation platter, if you will. This little delicious moment. Wind up doll here. I had this idea that you wind up this little doll, and it's not like a music box that does this statical thing, but it's this beautiful miniature woman, this little fairy that maybe she gets up and dances around on the desk, and it's this little magical moment of tiny erotica. Tiny dancer. This piece is called Photographic Negative. You can see it has an embossed form of a 35 millimeter. This is another one of the 3D reversal images. Photographic negative, before, if you were born at the time where you only have digital photography, this wouldn't make sense. But there's an old camera reversed into this block. And again, when it's lit properly, it makes a 3D jump out, like a flash. And the camera becomes the photographic negative itself. So the camera is the negative. I like that play of reversal. Photographic negative. You know, some stuff is funny to me, but not other people. These are called slippers. The banana peel slippers. The pun is obvious. And the way that I feel I get away with it is that when a sculpture is made and a cheesy title is attached to it, the sculpture has to be beautifully made. Craftsmanship matters in this instance. And so these banana peels are very meticulously constructed onto this shoe. It has a great little green banana color here. And you know, in the movies, slipping on a banana. So these are my slippers. You're pre-slipped. So here it is, Sculpture Talk with Michael Joy. You guys, thank you for watching this episode of Sculpture Talk and letting me introduce you to my little gypsum cement art children. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot more to come. And actually, we're opening a new segment called Hand-ufacturing, where we're going to show how works of art like this are actually constructed step by step. It's coming up soon. Join us again for some larger pieces in our next episode.